Greetings all, Ferrari Man 601 here. Welcome to the fifth and final round of Formula Corona 2020, brought to you by Ferrari Man 601. We are at Monza for the final round of this championship. We finally scored points for the first time, last time out in Spain, and now it is the last race of our season. One-shot qualifying coming at you from Monza. I have gone for a low drag setup. And so far, I know that I've been able to be reasonably quick in this car in a straight line. And of course, Monza, all about straight line speed. However, not entirely sure how that's going to compare to everybody else because, you know, it's a McLaren and we're up against the likes of Ferrari and Mercedes and Red Bull. And, you know, even the Force Dot Canadas have been pretty fast here. So let's see what we can do in qualifying into Parc Fermé conditions and to our one and only flying lap. On the soft tires, we have got reasonably muggy and overcast conditions here today at Monza. What can we do for one lap? We're about to find out. We were fastest in the speed traps in practice, so that's all good. Really having to work overtime to get this thing stopped. We'll short shift into second on the power here. Did not get the best traction. Again, going for a low drag setup. Definitely going to hurt us out of the corners. You can see just how far away the ghost car of Valtteri Bottas has gotten just out of the first chicane. But can we claw anything back as we continue to have this lap unfold before us? Still Class P20 at the moment. This is not boding well. And that's a big drift. Lost a lot of time there. Car's just not hooking up. P19, P18, oh dear. The problem with a track like Monza is there aren't all that many corners, and they're all taken at reasonably high speed, so there's not all that much opportunity to gain time back if you're on a one-lap qualifier. So as you can see, we're currently Class P15, continuing to come up the order, but not as much as I would like. We've proven that this can be a top 10 car in qualifying. Ah, man, a big bobble there. 12th. Ain't anything back? No, it looks like we're going to be starting P12. We'll confirm it. There it is, P12 for us on the grid. I would have liked to have been a little higher, but I suppose it's not all that bad, all things considered.
Let's review our top three today. Bottas, Vettel, and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Well, there we are. We did go about 1.5 seconds faster than our best lap in practice. However, P12 is all it was worth. The good news is we've outqualified our teammate. There's Carlos Sainz. He is down there in 18th, so we've well outqualified him. And he only has the two Williams behind him. So definitely low drag, getting the McLaren a little bit higher up than it should be relative to everybody else here. But I really think that we should have been a little bit higher up, but just couldn't keep the whole lap together when everything counted. However, we have got Valtteri Bottas on pole ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. So as we go to our Drivers' Championship standings, you can see where the points are as we head into this final round. It is the championship of Valtteri Bottas to lose, and out-qualifying Lewis Hamilton and being directly ahead of him on the grid in terms of Hamilton being in P3 and Bottas being in P1. Definitely advantage Bottas for the Drivers' Championship. Everybody else at this point is out of it. It is only between the two Mercedes boys to be Drivers' Champion. We are sitting here in P14 on 4 points, all scored in the last round in Spain. And then, of course, we are ahead of 3 more point scorers: Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo, and Pierre Gasly. Giovinazzi, Russell, and Kubica all yet to score, and this is their last chance to do so. The Constructors' Championship looks very much like this. Mercedes, yep, going to take that Constructors' Championship. Ferrari behind by a distant 71 points. Little bit of a battle, perhaps, between Red Bull and Ferrari for P2 in the Constructors' Championship, but where we are, McLaren, 11 points on the board. We're tied on points with Toro Rosso. They've had better results on aggregate than us, which is why they're classified ahead. However, Renault, Alfa Romeo, and Williams behind us. Poor old Williams still yet to score. Everybody else has scored so far this year. Perhaps an interesting race ahead of us. I don't know what the weather conditions are going to be. Practice was overcast. Qualifying has been overcast. Will the race feature any rain? Well, we're going to find out. Welcome to the grid for the final round of Formula Corona. P12 is from whence we shall begin here at Monza. The race strategy, we've got 13 laps here, and because we're outside the top 10, and outside of the theoretical Q3 starting positions, had we had a proper qualifying session, we would have been allowed to have a tire choice here. So we're going to exercise that tire choice. First of all, going to put a little bit more fuel on board than what we absolutely need because, well, let's run the engine higher. And in addition to that, we're going to edit our strategy. We're not going to start on the softs if we can help it. We're going to start on the, well, how much of a difference is there? Yeah, about 3 seconds there between the mediums and the hards. So we'll start on the mediums. We will pit on, see, they're projecting lap 6 would be quicker, but only fractionally. All right, so we'll stop on lap 7. For our second stint, we will then go on to the softs, and we'll be good for the regulations there. And hopefully we'll be faster at the end. So, onwards and upwards. Fuel is good. Tire choice is set. And the final round of Formula Corona about to get underway. No formation lap, straight into the start procedure. Let's go do it. We will have the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships decided today. We're not in the running for that, but we could be in the running for something good. The lights go out, and away we go for our final round. Having some trouble getting the rear end to hook up there off the second phase of the start. We're sandwiched here between an Alfa Romeo and a Toro Rosso. Don't call it an AlphaTauri, but there we go. We've lost 2 positions now off the start. Kind of had nowhere to go there, but we kept it out of trouble, and we'll be in a good position moving forward. There's Kvyat. Remember what he did to us in Bahrain. Just drove into the side of us unprovoked. Going to try and give him some room.
Okay, we're through the start phase. Now let's build on it.
Now at this point, we've got to keep in touch with the guys in front of us. If we drop outside DRS range, we have absolutely no chance of gaining positions. Such is the nature of this circuit. But all we got to do is stay within a second. Which at this point, hopefully it's not too hard to do that. We don't have to worry about the engine modes. Of course, we got to manage the ERS. Got a bit of a run on this guy here. That's Kvyat. Remember, no DRS yet. Words of wisdom from Fernando Alonso playing in my mind. All the time you have to leave in a space. And that's exactly what we did there, because I do not trust that guy at all. Let's try and stay in touch with him. So far, so good. We've stayed out of trouble. The weather's holding. Pick up a little bit of a slipstream. Kvyat definitely getting dicey with Giovinazzi up there. Look at this. Hulkenberg is pulling a train. DRS has been enabled. Everybody in the slipstream here. Hang back a little bit, do some regen. One thing about this track is you have very limited opportunities to regen any of your ERS power. So if you can, turn it down, save it for later. Now everybody's going to have DRS now, including us. However, we also have to defend from those behind us. And that's where that ERS starts to come in, because that Williams, despite being an absolute dog, is actually somewhat quick in a straight line. All right, they're all fanning out. 3 wide down the back straight. That ain't going to end well, especially not with Mr. Torpedo in the middle of it. Look at this, 3 wide through Parabolica. This is not going to end well. Some contact there between Hulkenberg and Giovinazzi. We'll have DRS. Hulkenberg is the only guy who does not have DRS. This is going to be very, very dangerous right here. On the inside, we're getting bumped around behind there. Still getting bumped. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! We made that work. We make up 3 positions. Something like that. We're going to park it right in the middle of the road now. Trying to harvest some semblance of power because they'll have DRS on us. We're going to have to defend with that overtake mode. I've only got 20% in reserve right now. Definitely running a little bit of a deficit. Really, once it drops below 10, you lose a lot of the acceleration anyway, no matter which mode you're in. We're 1 spot out of the points at this time. This may be a place where we decide to go longer. We'll see. Fiat is in the slipstream. We're going to stay on the inside. Yellow. That's a well-timed yellow. Saved us a lot of trouble there. Robert Kubica is out of the session. He's on the back straight there.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
We're going to go up the inside here and cover toward the middle and toward the inside, but I don't think it's really necessary. Working on getting the car stopped. A little bit of a lockup, no problem. Still trying to harvest as much as we can. Looks like the sun might be starting to peek out a little bit better now. Personal best in Sector 1. Nothing to write home about, though. I would feel a whole lot better about this if it were anyone but Fiat behind, because he's a mess. He's an absolute disaster. He doesn't know how to attack. He doesn't know how to defend. He just runs into things. All right, it's going to be the yellow for Kubica still out. So we're going to be safe here. Greens. Now, whatever we do, we're going to have to go opposite to the guys behind. And ideally to the guys ahead as well. Okay. All right. It's a little bit squirrely. Unfortunately, we are going to be giving him a slipstream. Lap 6 of 13 scheduled. Personal best, Sector 1 again. I guess we're burning fuel down. We'll be picking up pace a little bit lap by lap. How are the tires? Fine, absolutely fine. Starting on the mediums was a good decision, I believe. Going to defend through overtake mode. Engine is a little hot, no problem.
Our gap to the car in front is 3.6
3 seconds. 3.6 to Ricardo in front and 1 point for Offer. Going to get a little bit of understeer creeping in. What are the guys behind going to do? Are they going to pit? Watch the radar. They stay out for the moment.
Box this lap.
All right, they want me in on this lap. The tires are fine. Tires are absolutely fine. I've got no damage on the car. I think we're going to stay out at least one more lap. See, ideally what we really should do, stay out one more lap, harvest as much energy as we can and throw it in hot lap mode. And just try and pull out a gap. Try to play the pit lane delta as much as we can. So far I've been managing to harvest energy for all this lap. We're good.
Box this lap.
Negative. Not boxing this lap. Front runners coming in. There's a Ferrari coming in. I believe that would be Sebastian Vettel. Everybody around is going to be diving in. Either this lap or next. We have to do opposite Ricardo and Kvyat, so Ricardo and Kvyat remain out. We remain out. We're P9 right now on the stop rotation. Keep getting some frame losses there at the exit of De La Roggia, but
Increase ERS deployment.
no real problem.
Time to use some of this charge.
Go increase yourself, he says as he goes into overtake mode. Okay, so we're starting to pack up to the guys ahead of us. They're going to be stopping. Tires still feel fine. Put some numbers to that information. Look at that. Tires are barely touched. They're fine. Going for low drag on this McLaren, was a little bit afraid that we might cook the tires, but so far so good. Could probably do the whole race distance on this set if we wanted to, but we can't because, you know, mandatory pit stops because you're not allowed to have fun with strategy anymore. Thanks, Jean Todt. P5, P4 on the pit stop rotation. Okay, Carlos is pitting.
For his stop.
See, the annoying part about this is we must pit.
Ahead is 2.4 seconds.
2.4 to the car ahead. Just getting a little bit more straight line speed there before we turn it off again. They've got to be pitting this time around. They absolutely have to. No way that they're going to stay out. Now, Albon's on the softs. Did he start on the softs? He must have done. All right, they're pitting. We're going to inherit the lead briefly. Go. Now, absolutely throttle it for all it's worth right now. Two seconds is the gap to Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel going through the first chicane. There's no way that we're coming out in the lead, folks, hate to tell you. But hopefully we can consolidate something good here. That's just annoying because we'll get like a 20-25 second penalty if we don't pit. So that could well drop us out of the points even. 5 laps of fuel remaining, Roger. 4 laps of racing remaining. Fuel is fine. If we pit right now, they're projecting we rejoin in P6, which is a whole lot better than where we started. And remember, we'll be on the soft, so we'll be faster than everybody else. The tires where they are right now are absolutely fine. No problems at all. But we have to stop. Box, coming in. And watch the limiter. F1 2018 and 2017 flashbacks here. Don't speed in the pits. Very easy to do that here. And Vettel goes by in the lead. Hamilton goes by in P2. Here we are. Wait for the green. There's the green. Come on, boys. Go into overtake mode here. P5. Hey, Perez, why don't you just cut across into the pit exit there? Where's the penalty for that? Hey, Charlie, peace be upon you. Where's his penalty for that? Be a little bit dicey. I can see P5 though.
Keep it up.
Come on, pal. Thank you. FDRS? Nope. You got 2 laps to do anything. I can see theoretically another 2 positions have my name on it.
Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
Yeah, no kidding. It's almost like I did that without you telling me to. It's almost like I'm a sentient being. How about that? DRS. That's Perez and Verstappen. Come on, take each other out.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. Our gap behind is 2.1 seconds.
Is that Perez done? Could be. And there's Max jumping on the anchors like that. He may have DRS because of where he was. Nope. Running out of overtake power. Max, ever the last of the late breakers. Well held. Very well held. Mexico's finest alongside. He's going to have DRS on us. We're going to have DRS on Max.
This is your final lap.
Final lap.
Of the race.
Max is a sitting duck.
By 9.2 seconds.
Goodbye, Max, or however you say that in Dutch. I know what you don't say in Dutch. Zandvoort Grand Prix 2020. Ooh, yes, I went there. And Max lost that position to Perez as well. And anyway, we're on the final lap here, and we're about halfway done with it at that. I'll have just enough power to defend. Perez has got DRS. Sebastian Vettel wins this race for Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton will be in second. Valtteri Bottas looks like he'll be third, or at least I think Hamilton will be second. He would have been second when he passed us in the pit lane. But here we are, P5. Great result. Very nice way to end our season. Where is Lewis Hamilton? Because that's going to determine who's the driver's champion. And there we go. Ferrari winning something. Better late than never.
Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium.
All right, there's Lewis Hamilton in second, Charles Leclerc in third for a double podium finish for Ferrari. I do believe that this is going to make, well, I'm not entirely sure what this does to the point standings in the Drivers' Championship. I don't know who has fastest lap either. That may come into the equation. We're about to find out, though.
Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony...
Hamilton has fastest lap. He scores 19 points.
The driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived
Yes!
up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, driver of the day in the last race, definitely. I think we can say we deserved that. We started in 12th and we finished 5th, scoring 10 points. Back in the old days, that was the points haul you got for a win. So, yep, definitely. I'll be very satisfied with that. By far, we're the highest placed midfield car here, beating both of the Force Canada Racings, both of the Red Bulls, both of the Red O's, beating Kimi Räikkönen in the Alpha, and of course beating our teammate who only managed to finish 13th. He also had a decent day, though, finishing 13th, starting 18th. Down at Fiat, who harried us earlier on in the states of affairs here. And let's see, down at the back, Robert Kubica, the only car failing to finish. He started 19th, and he fails to finish, therefore not officially classified. But, yeah, there it is. The very important question, though, that I know that you're all asking, what's going on with the Drivers' Championship? Let's find out here. There it is. Valtteri Bottas wins the Formula Corona Drivers' World Championship, the first Formula Corona Drivers' Champion, 102 points over Lewis Hamilton's 95, trailing the winner by 7 in the end. Charles Leclerc there consolidating third place in the drivers' standings, despite Sebastian Vettel winning a race. And Charles Leclerc, of course, did not win a race this season. 75 over 60. There it is. Max Verstappen did not have such a great day. Perez, he had a good day. He consolidated P7 and stayed there. We moved all the way up into 8th place in the drivers' standings. We beat our teammate by the end of the season, which, of course, was very, very touch and go for most of the time because we failed to score points even until round 4. And then, of course, we had a great day today, and that was enough to seal the deal. We scored twice as many points as our teammate at the end of the season, and we only did it in 2 races. He had 5 races with which to do that. So, yep, we win the inter-team battle there. Very satisfied with all of that. Going down through the rest of the drivers' table, the last driver to score a point, Pierre Gasly for Toro Rosso, Antonio Giovinazzi, George Russell, and Robert Kubica all failed to score points this year. The constructors' table, what does that look like? Of course, there it is, Mercedes on top of the world yet again, 197 points over Ferrari, who consolidate P2 ahead of Red Bull. But look at that gap, 62 points behind Mercedes in the constructors' table. McLaren, though, having a look at that, we jumped up 2 spots. We were 7th going into this round. We finished 5th in the Constructors' Championship, 21 points on the board. Very good showing, and definitely indicative of a resurgent McLaren, which we did see in 2019. As far as the real-world 2020 season is concerned, if there even is going to be much of a 2020 season at this point, well, that all remains to be seen. The car's in suspended animation as far as real-world development is concerned, and we do believe that's going to be the case moving into 2021 as well, with the 2021 regulations being deferred for 2022. However, that is what we have for the finale of Formula Corona. Valtteri Bottas wins the Drivers' Championship. Mercedes win the Constructors' Championship. Sebastian Vettel manages to win the Italian Grand Prix for Ferrari. And we have our best showing of the season in the last day of the season, finishing 5th here at Monza. 10 points on the board. Nicely, nicely done. Of course, this does conclude the Formula Corona 2020 Championship Series here on F1 2019, brought to you by Ferrari Man 601. I do hope that this has been enjoyable for all of you. I hope that it has served its intended purpose of simply being a fun little distraction from the somewhat sorry affairs in the world right now. Of course, things are very fluid. Things undoubtedly will have changed quite significantly from the time at which I'm making this to the time at which I'll be releasing this, of course. But I do sincerely hope that all of you are well and have remained so for the duration of all of this and for however much longer this continues. I certainly urge all of you to stay strong, stay safe, stay sane. If you do nothing else, stay sane. That's probably the most important thing of all. And we're all in this together. We're going to figure this out, and it's going to be okay in the end. Until next time, though, I do thank you all very much for watching. Ferrari Man 601 saying thanks, and of course, we will see you soon.